Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Uh, Apologies, guys, for starting the stream late. I was actually just struggling. I haven't streamed on YouTube in a while, so I kind of forgot like how to stream it. But yeah, so I'm just gonna give you guys a few minutes to join, and we're just gonna wait maybe 5 minutes just to allow the others to join, guys. Cause my bad, guys. I'm sorry for the stream starting late, guys. I really do apologize for that. I really do apologize, guys. Right, so um, it's all about. Where is my phone? So we're gonna get started in a few minutes, right? So let's just give it like 5 minutes, guys, so that you guys can join the stream. Okay, you're gonna get started just now. Just hold on, guys. We're gonna get started just now. Quick sound test. Just let me know in the chats, guys, if the sound is good. Yeah, just let me know if the sound is good, guys. All right. So we're gonna begin just now. I'm also gonna go live on one of my. I created another channel, guys, just so that I can have a backup if they kick me out on TikTok. You know. But yeah, we're gonna begin in a few minutes, guys. So just hold on, wait a minute. Um, we're gonna get started just now, guys. Okay. We're gonna get started just now. We're gonna get started just now, guys. Right. We wanna begin just now. We're gonna begin just now, guys. So just hang in there, guys. Hang in there. We're gonna begin our stream just now in a little bit, so don't worry. We're gonna begin just now. We're gonna begin just now, guys. Okay, so 5 minutes we begin. We're gonna begin just now, guys. No worries. Let me see even if I can. Let me see. When I begin in 3 minutes, guys. I know I started the stream late. My bad. For those of you guys who are just joining, I was just struggling with my settings. Okay, my streaming settings, because I haven't streamed on YouTube in a while. So I noticed that there's some new setting that's changed. That's changed on that's changed on YouTube. Okay, so that's why I was struggling. Let me see who's on the stream. I think I got about 5 viewers right now. Thanks, guys, for joining up on the stream. We're gonna begin just now. Okay, so let's just give it a few minutes. We've been streaming for about 4 minutes now, so let's just give it 3 more minutes just for those guys to come in. Just waiting for them to see the notification on the Telegram channel, and then we're just gonna begin, guys. Okay. So, anyways, while we wait for the other people to join, so what we're gonna do, guys, is we're just gonna run through the basics again. Just so that we understand. Okay. And then we're just going to look at a few markets. So, one thing that I want you guys to know is that, festive season, okay, the Forex market does tend to slow down, okay, which is why we paused the copy trading for a while, okay. But the synthetic markets are open, so we can actually trade the synthetic markets. They're not really affected by this festive season. Okay, so they're still tradable. So if you're somebody who still wants to trade, and the benefit of trading deriv, is that you can do it on the weekends. There's several markets, right? There's several markets that we can use. So we're gonna get started in about 2 minutes, guys. Okay, just give it 2 minutes. Okay, so now at least next time when I say there's gonna be a stream, guys, I want to start on time because I'll know the what settings I need to use here on YouTube. Okay, so let's just give it a chance, guys. We're gonna get started in 2 minutes. All right. No, you started in 2 minutes, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you guys a brief, okay, of what we're gonna do, right? So I know a lot of you, some of you guys might be confused as to like, why am I doing a live session on a Saturday, right? Isn't the Forex market closed on Saturday, right? I know some of you are probably thinking that, okay? And yes, that's correct. The Forex market stops working on Friday, right? And then the tradable market, the one that we trade, guys. So when I talk about the Forex market, I'm actually talking about, when we are able to trade, okay? So the Forex market doesn't operate for us over the weekend, okay? Like the way that we normally trade, it works Monday to Friday, 24 hours a day, okay? Monday to Friday, right? But then Saturday and Sunday, the Forex market is closed, okay? And then, fortunately for us, in these past few years, there's been an emergence of other markets, right? So you've got the crypto market, which is available to trade every single day. Cryptocurrencies are available to trade every single day, guys. You trade Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? And then there's also the synthetic market, okay, the synthetic indices. So the synthetic indices, they are also like the cryptocurrencies, right? In a sense that they're tradable every single day. All right. So you can trade the synthetic indices on Monday, you can trade them on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever the case may be, right? So right now, for those of you guys who are confused, we are going to be looking at the synthetic indices, right? So I like to trade the synthetic indices when I see that the forex market is in a range. Okay, so usually the synthetic markets are easier to trade because these markets are active and then they trend. Okay, so that's why we're going to be looking at the synthetic markets. And for those of you that don't know, you can trade the synthetics over the weekend, right? So another thing to know about the synthetic markets, guys, you know, deriv is available in most countries, right? But there are countries where they don't allow deriv, right? So I know there's a guy that I was chatting to. He's from Mexico. He does have deriv there. Africa has Deriv. I'm just not sure about other places, but they do have a list, right? So if you don't have account with Deriv, you can just go to their website and then see if they can offer you an account, okay? So some people might not have access because Deriv isn't allowed to operate in their country, okay? So yeah, we're gonna be doing synthetic markets, guys, right? Okay, and then the strategy is still the same, right? Our strategy is still the same, guys. It's still the same. I'll show you, but I'll just give you a brief description, okay? So basically, we have three steps that we take in order to, get a trade, right? So the first step is to get a trend, right? To identify the trend, okay? And then now you look at, how do you know the trend? You look at the moving averages. I'll show you guys, don't worry. I'll show you when we start looking at the charts. But now you can just listen to my voice, okay? And I wonder how this sound is because I'm not using the mic that I usually use, right? But anyways, so the first thing that we do before we open up a trade, guys, is we use we look at the moving averages, okay? So there's three moving averages that we use. There's a red moving average, there's a blue moving average, and then there's a purple moving average, right? So the red moving average is the 20 exponential moving average. The blue one is the 50 exponential moving average, and then the purple one is the 200 exponential moving average, right? So these moving averages, right, help us to identify a trend. Okay, so in our strategy, they're very important. Okay, for us to actually get a trade and to get a confirmation. We look at the way that they are structured, the way they are positioned to help us to identify a trend. Okay, so you can either have an uptrend or downtrend or a sideways trend, right? So usually when we want to trade, we want to find trades in a trend, right? Either an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay, so um, what we'd like to do is in an uptrend, we'd like to look for buy trades. In a downtrend, we like to look for sell trades, right? So then looking at the moving averages, how do you know if the market is in an uptrend and how do you know if the market is in a downtrend? Okay, it's very easy. You guys probably have seen in other videos is that you look at if the 20 EMA is above the 50 and the 50 is above the 200 in that order, then it means that we are in a uptrend. Okay, but then now, if the market shows you with the moving averages that the 20 is underneath the 50 and the 50 is underneath the 200, then that means that we're in a downtrend. Okay. So once you find a trend, which is step one, you go for step two, which now is you want to get the entry. Okay. So now the entry confirmation, you guys look at the arrow, the dashboard, the price action signal, right? So if you're in an uptrend, you're looking for buy, sell, you're looking for buy confirmations. If you're in a downtrend, you look for sell confirmations, okay? Those three indicators need to be in sync, right? And then the third thing that you need to do is you need to put step three is your exit points, right? Which now is your stop loss and your take profit. So a lot of people struggle with this part. They don't know where to put the stop loss and where to put the take profit. Okay, so the easiest way that we've been doing it, guys, is we always put, let's say we get an entry confirmation, right? We're always going to put our stop loss at the 50 EMA, and then we're going to do a 1:1 risk ratio, right? So if the 50 EMA is maybe 20 pips away, then our take profit is going to be 20 pips away. Okay, and then just after that we're just going to be allowing the market to do its thing, and then we'll just allow it to develop and do that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today, guys, right? So if you guys do have questions, just type them in the chats. Okay, I probably will be able to see them, but if there's a delayed response, guys, just know that I might not be able to see them. But if you do have questions and I miss it, right, on the next session, I'll be going live a lot, guys. Okay, so I'll be live streaming a lot in these next few days, right? So you guys just put in your questions there, then I'll see when I review, and then maybe when we start the other streams, we're gonna take it from there. Okay. So, anyways, for those of you that don't know what synthetic indices are, okay, synthetic indices are available on MetaTrader 5, right? On a specific broker, so on Deriv, right? It's spelled DERIV, okay? And then you can trade things, for example, there's something called the boom index, the crash index, the jump index, the volatility index, there's the step index, you know, there's the DEX index, multi step index. There's a lot of them. So, all of these that you guys see right now on the screen, these are the different markets that you can trade. But there's even more. I just opened these ones because there's just too much, guys. There's a lot of them, eh? And these things move, right? So before you guys jump into these things, right? So there's several different markets, right? There's your boom. Like, listen. Let me just name a few. There's boom 150 index, crash 1000 index, jump 100 index, crash 150, boom 1000, boom 500, crash 500. Okay. So one thing that you guys need to know is that lot sizes here work a little differently. Okay, some of these indices, the lowest lot size that you can put is a one. It's a standard lot, which is 1.0. Okay. Others they want you to put a very small lot size, like 0.001. Right. So you just need to play around with that. And I discovered something as I was trading this week, because it's something that I actually struggled with when it comes to trading these volatility indices. Like you don't really know which lot size to use or what's the smallest applicable lot size. Okay, so what I discovered, right, for those of you guys who also have your Deriv on your phone, like when you open up Deriv, right, on a specific um, index. Let's say, for instance, crash 150. Okay, so when you open it up on MetaTrader 5 on your phone, it's gonna automatically show you the smallest lot size that you can take, right? Or that you can use. So it can either, like, when you open it up, it'll start at zero point 0.2, whatever the case may be, right? I'll make a video about it so you guys can understand. Okay, so let's just get into it, right? Let's look at our system. Let's get acquainted with it. Let's see what it's about, guys. Okay, so let me just open up any chart here so that you guys can see what I'm saying. What is on the screen, right? Let's get familiar with what's on the screen. Okay, I'll keep looking at the chat box, guys, to see if you guys aren't saying anything, but for now there's nothing, right? So let's get to know the trading system. What is on the screen? Okay, so there's 6 indicators on the screen, right? Let me just get my pointer. Okay, so remember, I spoke about the 3 moving averages, right? So if you look at that little black box, that's my pointer. Okay, so we have 3 moving averages, okay, which are 3 indicators, separate indicators. So you've got the 20 exponential moving average, which is the red one. And then you've got your 50 exponential moving average, which is the blue one, right? And then you've got the 200 exponential moving average, which is the purple one. Okay, so these 3 moving averages are very important for us, especially when we are taking trades or when we're analyzing. Okay, and then um, now, here's another item that you guys need to notice. As you guys can see, there's arrows on the chart, on the price action, right? These arrows are very important. They can either point up and down, right? So they mean something. Okay, they mean something. We want to get into it. Let's not rush. Let's not rush it. And then on the top right hand side of the screen, you have the entry dashboard, right? This is the one that just shows you sell or buy. I can tell you sell or buy here on the top right of the screen. And then at the bottom right of the screen, you've got your price action signal. You've got like candlesticks there and then a little message saying sell. It can say either say sell or buy. Okay. So now, guys, I want you guys to write this down. Okay. So um, we've got 3 steps, right? 3 important steps that we need to follow when we're taking a trade, right? So step number 1 is we need to identify the trend. Okay, so this is the boom 500 index on the 30-minute chart. If you guys can look at the top left of the screen, okay? And now, what is the trend here, right? So from first glance, it's a downtrend. Why am I saying it's a downtrend? Okay, because the moving averages are stacked properly. Okay, so anyways, this is what I meant. So a downtrend is when the market is underneath these moving averages, right? And the moving averages have to be stacked like this. Okay, so the red moving average, which is the 20, has to be under the 50, and the 50 has to be under the 200. Okay, so if it's like this, guys, it means that the market is in a downtrend. Okay, that's what it means, right? Let me see if I can't see the opposite. Okay, here's the opposite here. All right, crash 500. If you look at crash 500, you can see the moving averages. You've got your red one, your blue one, and your purple one. Okay, so as you guys can see, the 20 moving average in this case is above the 50, and the 50 is above the 200. So if they stack like this, it means that the market is in an uptrend. If they stacked in this order, it means that the market is in a downtrend. Okay, so that's how it is. That's how it is, guys. Right, and guys on TikTok, you guys can join my live stream. I'm live on my YouTube channel. I'm sure you guys can't really see what I'm doing, or maybe let me just, yeah, maybe it'll make sense if I do it this way, right? If we do it this way, okay. All right, so let's do this. Okay, just go on my YouTube channel, Mabz FX. It's MABZ FX. Okay, right. So that's the difference, guys. Okay, so the boom 500 index, by looking at the moving averages, right? By looking at the way the moving averages are stacked, We are in a downtrend. Crash 500. You guys can see looking at how it's stacked. You can see that we are in an uptrend. Okay. Now, that's step one. Step one is to identify the the trend. Okay. And now step two is we want to get an entry confirmation in the direction of the trend. Okay. So if we're looking at boom 500 index, right, we can see that um, the market is in a downtrend. Okay. So in a downtrend, guys, right, we want a sell confirmation. We're not looking for a buy confirmation, right? We want to continue trading in the direction that the market is going, right? That's what we want. Okay. So um, how do you get a buy confirmation, which is step two now, right? So step two, you have to look at three confirmations, right? There has to be an arrow. The most recent arrow has to be pointing down. Okay, that's the first confirmation. The second confirmation is there needs to be a sell on the top right hand side of the screen, and then there needs to be a sell on these price action signal here at the bottom right of the screen. You guys can see that, right? So as you guys can see, we're in a downtrend. We've got a sell on the dashboard, sell on the price action signal. Then that confirms our buy trade, I mean our sell in confirmation. That's our sell confirmation. So what we do is we open up our trade, okay, to sell, all right? And then step three, what's step three? Step three now is where we have to put our stop loss and our take profit, okay? So we're putting our stop loss at the 50 EMA. You see where the 50 EMA is? That's where we put our stop loss, right? Okay, and then our take profit is going to be at a 1:1. So if it's 20 pips, our take profit is going to be 20 pips. If the stop loss is 20 pips, then our take profit is 20 pips, right? So that's how you get a sell trade. Okay, and then when it's like this, guys, right, once you had your confirmations, you just wait and allow the market to do its thing. You either wait for it to go into profit, or you wait for it to go in the opposite direction, right? And then when it goes into profit, guys, you need to manage your trade either by adding more positions or by securing some of your profits. Okay, so that's basically how you do it, right? Let me just check your comments. Okay. Velim Kabel. Okay, somebody's asking, do you have copy trade on Deriv? Right? Okay. So yes, guys, we can do a copy trade on Deriv as well. Okay, we do have it. Just send me a message. All right, guys, just send me a message so that I can tell you how we can set it up. Okay, because the forex market, hey, it was ranging too much, right? All right, let me just answer this question here. Someone is asking, what's the accuracy regarding all those six indicators with a minimum of $50 account? Look, with $50, you can trade with $50, right? Deriv doesn't need much, to be honest with you. Deriv, you don't have to have a lot of money in the account. Okay, to trade with Deriv, right? That's the nice thing about Deriv. You don't have to have a lot of money. Okay. So with $50, you can trade. There's several things. There's a lot of them that you can trade. You can trade the crash index or the boom index, right? But you just have to see which is the lowest lot size because they're not the same. They're not the same. And these things, they're a lot, guys. They're just too much, you know? So, anyways, let's move on. Let's move on, right? So here's crash 500 index, okay? So crash 500 index, right? Step one is identifying the trend. You guys can see it's an uptrend. Why are we saying it's an uptrend? It's an uptrend because the 20 EMA is above the 50 and the 50 is above the 200. Okay, that's the first step. Step number two, get a buy confirmation, right? So how do you confirm a buy? There needs to be the most recent arrow has to be pointing up. There needs to be a buy on the top right of the screen, and then there needs to be a buy on the bottom right of the screen. Okay, so if it's like that, we then open up our trade just like that. Okay, then our stop loss is placed at the 50. You guys see that right there at the 50 EMA. Okay, and then you just take the stop loss, I mean, the take profit to 1:1. Just like that, guys, you have a trade. Just like that. Simple, right? Just keep it simple like that. Okay, but the key, guys, is Um, this can be done on any time frame, basically, right? But you, what's important is we want to catch the trend and we want to flow with the trend, okay? Because if you get into a trend trade, right, probabilities of winning is higher because you're going in the direction of the market, okay? So that's generally what we are looking for, right? It's generally what we're looking for. But there's just several markets, guys. There's a lot of markets. There's a lot of markets that you guys can trade, okay? Which is nice. It's good for us, right? So you don't actually need to stick to a specific thing. You can be trading different markets, right? You're just looking for the trends. That's all. That's all you need. You're looking for the trends, right? You're looking for the trends, okay? So let's just quickly with our eyes, I'm just gonna go through different charts here, right? So here's the crash 900 on the 30 minutes, right? What trend is this? Okay, just by looking, right? You can already tell that this is an uptrend. Why? Because the 20 EMA is above the 50 and the 50 is above the 200. Okay, already we know that here we're looking for buy trades. That's the trick. We want to trade in the direction of the market, right? And these crash and boom indices, guys, you can also use them on the lower time frames as well because they move quite rapidly. Okay, so I also, when I'm on deriv, guys, when I'm trading crash and boom, right, I also go down on the 15 minute and I also sometimes take entries on the 5 minute. Okay, let me just go back and let me see. Yeah, let's just go back. All right, and then let's just keep going. Let's see. Sometimes, guys, you see how the moving averages are stacked on volatility 25. You can even go down on the 15-minute chart and see and have a better look, right? If if the stars are aligning, guys, if everything's aligning the way it's supposed to be on your specific time frame, then we jump in. There's no time to waste, right? There's no time to waste. So let's see. Let's see if we can't get another example. You see, guys, there's a lot of markets that we can trade. Already, I'm seeing other signals here as well, right? There's a lot of markets, guys, right? You just need to understand how to find them and then how to actually execute accordingly. Okay, just like that, guys. Very very easy. Okay, let me see. Okay, and this is an example of a trade that we wouldn't take, right? You guys see here. This is volatility 15 1 second index. Hey, I know it sounds a lot, guys, right? So you see here, guys, we wouldn't take this trade because the moving averages, they are not clear, right? So if the moving averages aren't stacked the way we want them to be, we ignore that chart, we just keep it pushing, right? We're not emotionally attached, guys. We just move. We're looking for what aligns. So this one we wouldn't because look, the 200 EMA is above the red one and the red one is above the blue one, right? This is not what we want. This is not what we want. We want what we want. So this is not it. You need to know what you want, guys, right? And it needs to be clear, guys. You see how it is on Crash 500 and Boom 500. This is the ideal type of um, stack that we want to see, right? It's not confusing. It's clear. This is what we want. This is what we want to see. Okay, it's not confusing. Okay, we want clear setups, easy to understand, no confusion. If it's too mixed up and it's confusing, just move to the next one. There's several markets out here. There's several markets. Look at this. Volatility 75, 1 second index, you guys can see. Clear uptrend. Okay. Moving on. This one not too clear. You see volatility 100, 1 second. Yeah. You see the names are quite funny, right? The names are quite funny. But there's just several of them, guys, right? There's several of them. There's several of these markets, guys. Several markets that you can trade here, which is nice, which is good because now you're not really as restricted as the you would be on the forex market. Because on the forex market, you'd have to wait for the trading sessions, you'd have to wait for the news events. Here you can just look and see which markets you can trade. Okay, one of my favorites is step index. Now, guys, you get to know, you have to be acquainted with them. So, step index, it wants a little bit more money in the account. Okay, so you can't trade. You see things step 200, step index, step 300, step 400. You can't trade it with, like, let's say if you've got $50 or $20 or $100. It needs more money, right? It needs more money for you to trade it, unless you lower your leverage, right? But it needs more money. Okay. The ones that are tradable is like your jump index, your volatility index, but some of them you just need to play around with the lot size just to see, you know. Some of them have a very high pip value. Okay. So then you need to be careful. I think volatility 75. Okay. Volatility 75. But DEX index is a good one. It trends very nicely as well. It gives nice positions. Multi-step index as well. And then these other ones, these other random ones, guys, for me, as long as I see what I need to see, then I can commit to a trade. That's basically what that's how I look at it. Okay? That's how I look at it. So let's just keep looking. Let's just keep looking. People like calling me when I'm on a live stream, guys. They like calling me when I'm on a live stream. It happens all the time. I'm used to it now. Okay, yeah, guys. If you have a question, you can ask me now. If you have a question, you can ask me now, guys. Okay, if you have another question. Okay. If so many pairs are aligned, how do you choose which is the best to trade? That's a very good question. Okay. So you look at what I like to do, guys. Okay. Um, I firstly look at the moving averages. Okay. I look at the move. You don't have to go through all of them, right? You can just commit to one. You see, like Crash 500. If you get a signal there, you don't have to, sit on it. Okay. I mean, you don't have to jump around. Usually what I do, guys, in the morning, like I was trading earlier today, like I looked at all these pairs that I look at, right? And then I only saw two which were just clear. Okay. Which was the moving averages were stacked nicely, and those are the ones that I committed to. Okay, those are the trades that I did. So you don't have to trade all of them. You just need to assess them, right? And see which always look for the ones with the easiest, cleanest setup, right? If you're not convinced that it's a signal, don't take it, right? That's my advice. That's what I do, right? That's what I do, guys. That's what I do. But yeah, that was just an introduction. Okay. Um, let's jump back in a few hours, right? So I'll be live streaming again, guys. But now I was just testing out my live stream basically. Okay, so that's what we look for. So for right now, we had a sell on the boom 500 and a buy on the crash 500 on the 30-minute chart, right? You can even go on the lower time frames. You're not restricted because, guys, I like to trade on the 30 minutes. So when I trade, when you guys see me trading, it's usually on the 30-minute chart. That's the time frame that I'm comfortable with, right? But sometimes on these synthetic markets, I do go on the lower time frames. Okay, so you're not wrong if you do so as well. Okay, right? But the ones that I'm most comfortable with is the 30-minute as my first choice, and then my second choice would be the 15-minute, sometimes the 5 minute. Okay, so it's different things. Okay, but yeah. Anyways, guys, I think let's just put a plug in it right now. Okay. I just still want to set up my stream properly. We'll go live again. I'll go live again, guys. If I don't remember to post in the Telegram channel, right? Just you'll see me on my TikTok, right? I'll also go live on the TikTok channel, on my main TikTok channel, Mr. Indicator or the Mr. System, right? And then we'll be able to jump in from there. All right. So yeah, so this is how we're gonna be live streaming moving forward, guys. We're not gonna be using Zoom because a lot of you were complaining, saying that um, you want the recordings, okay? Because sometimes when you do the live streams, you're not available, so you want to rewatch, okay? So yeah, that's why now we're coming back to YouTube. And then yeah, YouTube, I mean, you don't have to download the videos. I don't have to convert the videos and things like that. The stream will just stay there. You get? But yeah, guys, um, we will most probably have another live stream. I'm not gonna sleep, guys. So probably at like 11 p.m. I'm gonna jump back in and again at another time. So I'll tell you. So look out for me at 11 p.m. All right, guys. Look out for me at 11 p.m. Okay. But when next time when I go live, okay, we're gonna go through the steps once again, and then we're gonna be looking at these different markets in depth. Okay, maybe on the different time frames so that you guys can have an understanding, a better understanding of what it is that we're looking for. I know a lot of people still struggle with the stop loss. Okay, but this is the simplified method. Okay, the moving averages just makes it simple, quick, and easy, especially if you're looking at different charts, right? That's very easy, right? So, anyways, guys, I'm disconnecting right now. All right. So, if you guys do have any other questions, you can just shoot me a message on WhatsApp or just here, guys, right? Wherever you find me, and then we will do it, right? So, anyways, guys, I'm disconnecting right now. I'll see you guys at 11. I'll confirm in the chat, guys. I'll confirm in the Telegram chat, right? I'll confirm in the chat. I don't want to say 11 o'clock, then I'm asleep, right? So I'll see you guys at 11 p.m. Okay? So cheers, guys.